Okay, I'm Josh, and I'm here with
Jules.
And we are outside the state of the state, where Greg Abbott just gave some statements on what his priorities are going to be this legislative session under Trump. But yeah, what are you guys doing out here?
So I just found out about it via a post Riley made. Personally, I am a multi-generational Texan. I was born and bred here. All of my family is here. All of my trans family is here. And I have, with my family and with my friends, fought through multiple waves of oppression and fascism in this state. We are one of the most redlined states in this country. We are unable to have our voices heard due to the redlining and due to the lobbying efforts that keep us silent, that keep us repressed here. And I wanted to make a statement, and I wanted to get close to Greg Abbott and tell him that not everyone feels this way. This is not acceptable. We will not just take this lying down, and that we are real people with real faces and real experiences, and we deserve to be heard, and we deserve to be treated like everybody else. My family, my friends, I know everyone is talking about how to get out of this state, how to get out of this country, and it breaks my fucking heart, truly. I'm not crying for real, I've got sunscreen in my eye, but it breaks my fucking heart that we are expected to make these emergency plans when this is our home, when we are enshrined in the Constitution to have rights like everyone else, to have life, to have liberty, to have happiness, and they want that taken away. They want us divided, and they want us segregated, and they want to spread propaganda about how we are some sort of new agenda that has emerged. We have always been here. Transgender people have always been here. Just because we haven't been visible, because it hasn't been safe for us to do so, does not mean this is a fad, does not mean this is new. And I just want to say, specifically because trans children especially have been publicized in the legislature, in the press, for being some sort of scandalous medical experiment, there are documented studies that tell us that the best way to prevent suicide of trans youth is to get them the care that they need. It is documented in medical research and medical studies. The fact that they are saying that this is fucking mutilation is bullshit, all right? Surgeries are not performed on children. They have to be adults. No surgeon is doing that. Hormone blockers to prevent the onset of a puberty they may not want are entirely reversible, and there are not negative side effects if there are children who decide later in life that they want to go through, their biological puberty. There are no negative effects to giving trans children the healthcare they need, and it is life-saving, okay? Next Benedict killed themselves. I wish I had a list of all of the other trans children that have committed suicide because we live in a society that will not protect them, that will not acknowledge them, that will not respect their right to the medical care we are all fucking guaranteed, okay? Trans adults also deserve the care, but trans children are the ones that are being used as a minefield and are being used as propaganda to spread that we are doing something horrific to kids when that is not the case. I have personally have friends who went to dozens and dozens and dozens of therapy appointments before they could even get their hands on a single fucking blocker, before they could even get their hands on a single dose of HRT. The amount of difficulty to get trans healthcare as a minor in America is already staggering. It is not something people are just slipping into accidentally. It is incredibly difficult, and I've watched friends struggle to get the care that they need. I'm not saying that those barriers are not necessarily useful for weeding out people that might be confused, that might be having a hard time, but it is not easy to get trans healthcare in America. And that is a lie that they are spreading, and they are allowing children to die because of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a pretty good reason. No, what do you think the significance is of him giving his state of the state here at the Arnold Oil Company as opposed to, I don't know, like a government-owned building or, someplace like that?
I mean, I think it's fucking cowardly. We were in the bike lane on the other side, and the troopers literally almost drove their fucking car into us to get us off the road. When a trooper previously said we were allowed to protest there, we had to walk all the way to the crosswalk. It's a ways out there. I mean, it's not too bad, but we had to walk quite a ways to get to the other side for them to allow us to continue protesting. We've had multiple people yell at us, Trump bullshit, and that's fine. They're allowed for their voices to be heard, but they want to have these in secluded places where people don't know where they are. Shit, I didn't know this was happening until I saw Riley's informational post on it. If they had it at the Capitol, they know there'd be a bigger rally than this. I know it's a small number, but this is not all of us. It is incredibly difficult with how workers are marginalized and actively kept on different schedules to unite and show up as a coalition force. So therefore, we look like our numbers are low, when in reality, we are all having to work to the bone to survive, to pay rent, to buy groceries. It does not mean that there are less of us. It means that we are actively collectively separated from each other and unable to show up in the true force that we have.
Yeah. Fair to mention, too, a lot of support as well from people passing by, right?
That is true. We've gotten a good amount of honks, definitely more than we've gotten haters. I'm going to be honest, most people just kind of looked away and pretended it wasn't happening. That's the problem, guys. Please acknowledge us. We are part of your families. We are part of your cities. And we're people like everyone else. And we deserve care. We deserve support. You don't have to understand why we make the choices that we make, but it doesn't mean that we should be, unable to make those choices for ourselves.
Awesome. Anything else you have to say?
I mean, I know I went on a tangent there for a minute. I appreciate you recording. I just want to say trans people are people. You probably know a trans person, whether or not you know that. We're everywhere. A lot of us are not safe to be out as who we are, whether we have to go stealth because we've already transitioned or whether we are delaying transition until we're somewhere safe. Just because you're saying these things in rooms where you think we don't exist does not mean that's the case.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no. Cool.